Both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Anthony, and it's Nurkic in at the center. And for the Clippers, we've got Reggie Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's George in at the two-guard spot. Inside, here's Covington, and the first shot of the night for him missing. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. George, no good. And here are the Trailblazers. Nurkic with it. Leonard picks him up. Anthony can't hit. Right side, George. There's the lob to the hoop. And the dunk by Zubac. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Oh, the sheer size Nurkic possesses is sometimes overwhelming, which is how he gets these fouls.
And both free throws good for Nurkic. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Morris, stolen by McCollum. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Good.
Well, that was a long time coming. Took them 5 attempts to get their first bucket.
Outside, George. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Now here's Lillard. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Love seeing Lillard work it in close. I mean, he has the skills to convert at a high rate.
On the wing, Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's George. No good off the back of the rim.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
From outside the arc. And it's Lillard missing. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lillard outside. Fires from deep. That shot no good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Jackson kicks to Leonard, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
An easy pass turns into a terrible turnover. And that's a possession waste.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Jones comes in for Anthony. And Norman Powell subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And the Clippers have possession after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Cousins finds George. Latrey. The Clippers rebound. And that one's good. Cousins.
Poor job defensively on the glass. I mean, Cousins is the first guy you have to get a body on. He has good anticipation and those long, long arms.
Now, here's Lillard. 1:22 left to play in the first. Jones, the pass to Powell. Shot clock at 5. And the rejection by Cousins.
And one of the things Cousins has continued to develop is defense. Really makes an effort to swat that shot away.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
1:02 left here in the first quarter. Lillard with it. Pass to Powell. Back to Lillard from deep three-point range, but they get it back. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
on the wing. Lets it go from deep. And Cantor pulls it down.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Cantor. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Covington dishes to Cantor. Covington kicks to Powell. Shot clock at 3. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Passes it to Rondo. Outside Leonard. Outside George. And the 3 off target. And so the first quarter is in the books. Portland out in front, leading by 4. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Well, credit the coaching. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter. Now it's paying off.
They've got Batum, Patrick Beverly out there with Kennard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Man in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here's Anthony. Cantor, the pass to Carmelo. Here's Simons. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Simons has got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Here's Anthony. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 6 points.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Cantor, and McCollum subbed in for Jones. For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Harry Giles comes in for Anthony, and Jones subbed in for C.J. McCollum. How about that mobile 1 block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And when you're behind in the game, that's what you've got to do. Contest every shot.
Now here's Powell. 6 points for him. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Here's Beverly. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. And the pass to Powell. Here's Simons. To the inside, Jones. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You know, Greg, you probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
Here's Cantor after the basket by Los Angeles. Stolen by Jackson. Pass to Man. No good on that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. Off they go on a 3-on-1 break. Here's Powell. And that one goes long. Clippers trail by 8. Here's Kennard. And he banks in the layup. Kennard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And not just a jump shooter. Kennard is more than capable of doing real damage from the interior as well.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Portland, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. The first one falls. George is checked in for Los Angeles. Rondo comes in for Luke Kennard. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Harry Giles. McCollum's checked in for Jones. And it's Damian Lillard in for Norman Powell.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Lillard with no one around. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got his 3rd basket of the night.
His three-point shooting is an important part of his game. Lillard has to hit that shot all night if he wants to keep the D honest.
Here's George. Zubac. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Simons. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Shot to stop the run. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And a wide open look for McCollum. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Clippers trail by 14. Here's George. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. McCollum from deep 3-point land. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Portland.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Back to Lillard. From deep. Rebound by the Clippers. Here's Kennard. Batum wide open. He fires. Here's Mann. Good D by McCollum.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not again.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player. And that'll about do it.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Clippers trail by 12. Well, we've got a moment left set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. 6 to shoot. Near the 3-point line, it's Morris. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Jackson against Lillard. LA has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. It's deflected and stolen by Lillard. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. Deep 2 from Anthony. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Now here's McCollum. No points in the game yet for him. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. McCollum outside. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots from the elbow, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
such a smart offensive player. When McCollum sees these shots open up, he doesn't think twice about firing.
From deep, George. The Clippers keep it alive. Launches it. And it's rebounded by Covington.
Only 1 for 5 to start the half. I mean, whatever adjustments they made at halftime weren't the right ones.
McCollum outside. Anthony kicks to McCollum. Oh, good on the triple.
It's still early, but a 1 for 4 start to the half, that's a bad sign, if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
And so here's Portland after the basket by Los Angeles. Lillard outside. The long distance three is buried. Lillard's got 10 points in the game.
Lillard's so focused, even from way outside. He knows he can still make these shots.
Left side, Leonard. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Now here's Powell. He's got 6. And again, it's Portland converting.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with the comfortable lead.
Rondo, good.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Simons, the pass to Canner. Simons surveying the D. Off target from three-point range.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
A true inside-outside player. We know Cantor can hit a three, but he's at his best closer in.
Now here's Rondo. Pass to Batum. Kennard with the ball. And here's Beverly. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Even when contact comes Beverly's way, I mean, he's a pro at finishing, absorbing it so well on these shots.
Outside, Jones. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing by 13. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Batum trying to break loose. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Clippers have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And having a floor general like Rondo on the court instantly elevates your offense. He does everything he can to bring out the best in his team.
Here's Simons. No good with the triple. Misses the shot. And so it's Portland with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. We've got Patrick Beverly. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's man in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And And it's Lillard missing. Clippers trail by 10. The three from George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Clippers. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Passes it to Canner. Lillard outside. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And Lillard's calm attitude helps in these spots. He doesn't force anything up, even when the clock is low.
On the wing, Morris. From deep, George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
It's looking like he got his long-range touch back after the break. I mean, that's his second three of the half after none in the first.
Now, here's Lillard. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Lillard again missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
And it's all about post position for Cousins. I mean, once he has it, the defense is tough.
Lillard outside. Over Morris. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
He doesn't play around. If the buck is there for him, he's going to get it.
Outside Jackson. And there's the pass to George. He feeds it to Morris. Back to George.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Portland moving the ball around. The 17-footer. McCollum, no good.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. The good thing he has the guys around him to carry the win.
That three off the mark. Trailblazers leading by 6. Kicks it to Cantor, and it's stolen by Morris. And the Clippers call time here.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Bad shot selection, as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Damian Lillard.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Teron Lue's huddle. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappy. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Well, that's big free throws from a player they depend on in those situations.
Lillard outside. He dishes it to Nurkic. McCollum kicks to Covington. Fires from 14. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got 8 rebounds in this game. Covington with the steal. Up the floor. It's tipped. Morris looking over the floor. Shoots over Covington. George against Lillard. The Clippers again turning it over.
Huge turnover at really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Morris. And a switch here also for Portland. Hyundai Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for Anthony. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. That one drops for him.
And McCullough is a lethal scorer, especially when the game is on the line. Love how under control he is.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. So far in the fourth quarter, they belong to 6 points. On the wing, George. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Now, here's Lillard. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth. Just 5 to shoot. Cullen passes to Nurkic. Good!
A physical player with a large frame. Nurkic was seemingly unbothered by the contact.
No time to waste on this possession.
Yeah, they got to get into the play fast and execute. It's your only hope.
George, no good. And here's Portland. They've led by as many as 14 points. Back to McCollum. Pass to Lillard. Back to McCollum. And so it's Portland winning this one. A narrow win under... All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for... Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. Jalen Brunson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Marjanovic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the four-man position. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Pass to Leonard. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Now, here's Doncic. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Beverley, the pass to Leonard. Down low, it's stolen by Marjanovic. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Leonard against Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another whistle, and he's got to be careful with his foul situation.
Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The drive by Doncic. Stolen by Zubac. Morris against Hardaway. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Beverley. That shot, no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Now Hardaway. And Doncic. Here we go. And Marjanovic with the slam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Now Kennard following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Here's Beverley and the rejection by Marjanovic. By himself, and Doncic throws it down.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Now here is Morris. Back to Beverley to halt the run. And again, no good by the Clippers. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Here's Doncic. Hits the close-range jumper. Doncic has got his second basket of the night.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Now, here's George. Shoots over Brunson. Los Angeles with another miss. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Here's Doncic. The Clippers getting the bucket. Right side, Porzingis. Outside, Hardaway. Doncic with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Dallas leading by 10. On the wing, Hardaway. Back to Doncic. Inside, Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
High post shot. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Brunson's got his second bucket.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Well, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Mavericks lead by 11. We'll get things started in the second quarter. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverley about his throwback
old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverley may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Richardson comes in for Jalen Brunson. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Clippers trail by 9. Here's Beverley. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Leonard attacking, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And last year, excellent at the free throw line, just a shade under 90%.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Burke with it. Leonard's there, and that one's good. Burke.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Outside Leonard. Now the pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Leonard.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Richardson attacking. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Greg, so many people know your story, born and raised in Las Vegas. It must have been an amazing feeling then to lead UNLV to its only championship.
I mean, Kevin, you know, playing in front of so many people you know has its pros and cons,
right.
But to be a part of that 1990 championship team and the only one we've been able to hoist and to have my jersey hanging in that rafter, it's humbling, and yes, it brings back a lot of fond memories.
Like historically good, right? When you think of that team, what that meant, it has a historic place.
It does. We felt like we were able to etch our mark in terms of the lures of the game of college basketball.
Kennard, he's checked in for Zubac. And then for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Melly. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Porzingis, he's checked in for Dallas. Doncic comes in for Trey Burke. Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Doncic doing a nice job showing you some sneaky explosion and athleticism on that throwdown.
Pass to George. 1:53 left to play here in the second quarter.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
A team on the rise, David. Thank you so much.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Josh Richardson. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Redick. Defense is right there. Hardaway with a wide open look. Misses off the right eye.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
Here's Jackson. Powell pulls it in. The Mavericks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
Jackson from long range. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Mavericks ahead.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. From the get-go, it was Dallas who came out strong. A smoldering performance. And that...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. Doncic out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Marjanovic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Doncic. Out to Porzingis. Brunson with a clean look. They get it again. Great positioning on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pass to Beverly. Here's Oturu. Guarded by Porzingis. Here's Leonard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Leonard's got 6 points.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Paul George with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
What a play.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Doncic with it. 10 points for him. Passes to Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Marjanovic has got 4 points now in the quarter. Clippers trail by 18. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
He dishes it to Doncic. To the paint. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots. Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Oturu's shot is off. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Shoots the three. Connects from three-point range. He has 7.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
Here's Zubac. Here's George. And the Clippers miss again.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Another 3 for Dallas.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Here's George. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. And Finney Smith gets it to go. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
It's Redick on the wing. Another 3 for Dallas.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Throw good, Paul George.
And if you want to talk about the best two-way players in the NBA, George's name would be high on the list for sure. I mean, that's the kind of presence he has at both ends of the court.
It's Redick on the wing. There's the 3. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. And Los Angeles guys shooting just 26% out there. A terrible showing from an offense capable of much better.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
The pass to Richardson. Outside, Redick. He kicks to Cauley-Stein. Richardson gets a wide open look. And it's off from three-point range. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. It's that one.
Boy, for a big guy, Cousins really good in the open court, folks. I mean, this guy is coordinated and skilled.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. The Mavericks on top. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint. We got DeMarcus Cousins, Luke Kennard out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's man in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Pass to Redick. Here's Cauley Stein. Almost, but it rolls out.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
And it's Leonard missing. Dallas shooting with confidence. Wow, 66% from the floor. Redick dishes to Richardson. The feed to Powell. Shoots. Dallas again missing. And Los Angeles guys shooting just 31% in the game. Morris, no good. Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Outside for Redick. Burke with it, working on Zubac. Powell finds Redick. And the shot goes in.
Powell doing a nice job recognizing when to give it up. He, to me, is the epitome of a value utility player. Knows his role.
Pass to Morris. Here's Oturu. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Mavericks.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Patterson's checked in. Morris against Doncic. Here's Porzingis. Hardaway for 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Hardaway Jr. rises and fires with great confidence from there.
Beverly against Doncic. Now here's Beverly. He's covered closely. Pass to Oturu. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Dallas. Dallas moving the ball around. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Here's Oturu. Rebounded by Hardaway. Hardaway has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Doncic finds Porzingis. Now here's Brunson. On the wing, Hardaway. To the left wing. The wide open look here for Porzingis. The 3-pointer off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And then Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Mavericks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Luka Doncic.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Nicolo Melli comes in for Porzingis. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jalen Brunson. And Trey Burke subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. To the inside, and stolen by Cousins. George with no one around. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Boy, a very capable passer. DeMarcus Cousins does a solid job recognizing where to go with the ball.
Redick passes to Melli. And here's Doncic from the arc. Cousins pulls it in. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
Substitution for the Mavericks. Josh Richardson.
11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The pass to Melli. Richardson outside. Releases from 15. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. The view high above our broadcast location. And we've got time.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, D.A. Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Jokic is out there at Bull. And it's Rivers. Then it's Porter. And for Los Angeles, they've got Ivica Zubac. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the 4 slot. Here's Jokic. No good from outside. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
And the versatility of Paul George's game. Elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Greg, in terms of personnel, not exactly the matchup we were expecting to see tonight.
You know, Kev, with all the injuries and some guys now having to step into unfamiliar roles, in some ways that makes tonight all the more intriguing to see which guys are going to step up and deliver.
Now, here is George. It's tipped.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Here's Porter. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
The shot by George, wide open. Trains the three-pointer.
Like how Paul George right now is reading the defense like a Sunday paper, has a good feel as to when to fire from distance.
Pass to Rivers. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Passes it to Bull. It's Rivers on the wing. On the clock. The wing jumper off target. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Morris, no good.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Pass to George. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Man, he's got that touch working tonight, shooting the ball very well to start this one.
The pass to Rivers. Pass to Jokic. Back to Rivers. Shot from the wing. It's hauled in by Beverley. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's George. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Denver making a switch here. Out to the right wing. Millsap passes to Jokic. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist.
Well, you overreact to Paul Millsap. Good job of him staying patient and then finding one of his open teammates.
Passes it to Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Think about how quickly it was that Kawhi Leonard just rocketed into superstardom. And as a leader of a very proud franchise, if you're a coach, he's everything you'd maybe want in a player.
Here's Harrison. Outside, Porter. To the middle. And it's Millsap. That time on the assist from Porter.
Porter Jr. moving the ball well. Nice to have a wing player help to be a facilitator.
Outside Batum. Here's Leonard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Porter. Harrison passes to Millsap. And here's Jokic. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul. To the paint and stolen by Cousins. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Najee. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. The shot's good from McGee. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the first. Outside Leonard. A putback. Cousins on the follow.
Well, the edge to Cousins rebounding, you're okay with it if it shows up in the way he goes about his business on the glass.
Millsap against Batum. Millsap kicks to Harrison. Here's McGee, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Leonard the pass to Cousins. Here's Mann. Millsap covering. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And it's tied up with that one. Here's Rondo. One second left. And it's good on the way in.
Well, Rondo concentrating right there, focused. Even when you hit him, you can maintain that good balance.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
So out there for the Nuggets right now, Paul Millsap out there with Green, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Harrison in at the 2. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in, and it's Leonard in for Rajon Rondo. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. To the inside. Here's Millsap. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Subtle, but effective. Millsap so hard to guard, getting that pump fake there and the D to bite.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Jokic, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Cole comes in for JaMychal Green, and it's Austin Rivers in for Harrison. Now here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And it's Leonard missing.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Chalk up 2 there.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Cousins. It's good on the putback.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Here's Jokic. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Offensive rebound. Jokic. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
A little bit of hustle, a little bit of energy. Jokic right now pounding the offensive glass and not quitting on these possessions.
Here's Leonard. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Leonard's got 6 points. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10", with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Here's George following the basket by Jokic.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
For Denver, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Morris passes to Jokic. Right side, Porter puts up a 3. Stolen by Beverley. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball. The shot by George, no good.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Porter passes to Jokic. Shot from 16. That misses off the backboard. And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. And he knocks down the first one. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks. Yeah, I'd be aware of Paul George, especially when he's that close. How about that throwdown?
George has gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. Pass to Jokic. 1:41 left in the first half of basketball. Back to Morris. And there's the pass to Jokic. Trains it from 9 feet away. And 11 points for Jokic.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Here's Morris. And Morris throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
No good from Zubac. The Nuggets leading by 4. This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw good. Porter.
And Michael Porter Jr. being drafted was a bit of a high risk, high reward due to the fact that physically he needed to come a long way to be consistent in the NBA. We may be seeing signs that it's going to pay off with huge dividends.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Kennard, he's checked in for Zubac. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Nuggets have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Inside, here's Porter, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the athleticism and size of Porter creates problems for the defense. Hard to guard without getting physical.
And Porter drops them both. 43 seconds left to play in the first half. On the wing, George. Doesn't go for him. Nice D from Porter. The Nuggets leading by 6. Here's Morris. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Think about Paul George in his second year in the NBA being named the most improved player. He's just gotten better from that point. And you don't have to win an award every year to prove it.
And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. Porter, no luck. With 4 seconds on the clock. No good at the rim.
Paul George instincts right there, just taking.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Vegeta. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much danger. And that's a...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break.
Oh!
Now, which ways tonight has Paul George not made an impact in this game? A one-man wrecking through.
Pass to Rivers. Bull kicks to Jokic. Hands the 12-footer. Jokic has got 13.
They're loving the confidence. Just rise and be free. And you know you can do this.
There's something to be said about knowing yourself. It allows him to shoot and shoot comfortably, even with taller defenders out there.
Yeah, easy call.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the first. And the Nuggets making a change here. Millsap's checked in. And both free throws good for Paul George.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good.
The playmaking of Jokic, so incredible. Creating this inverted offense. Bones, for your money, does it matter what position your best playmaker occupies?
I don't think so. And Jokic might be the secret sauce to that, and proving that from the center position, much like Arvydas Sabonis and Vlade Divac before him, can impact and also frustrate opposing defenses because you can't stop the center from making these kind of plays.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Passes it to Jokic. It's stolen by Morris. Jokic with the steal. And that one, good. Millsap's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You can see how comfortable Millsap is right now. His confidence growing.
A different look for the Clippers. Man's checked in, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Paul George. Nuggets on D, leading by 5. Jackson kicks to Morris. Back to Jackson. Good work there as it goes. Jackson's got his first points in this one.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
And an intentional foul right there. And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in for Patrick Beverly. Harrison. The Nuggets with another miss.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times. That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around. Keep it moving. Try to get an assist on every bucket.
Morris looking over the floor. Millsap finds Morris. McGee with it. Outside for Millsap. Back to McGee. Clock at 4. Morris passes to McGee. Nice D from Cousins. Clippers have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Cousins on the follow. Cousins has got 6 points as we approach the fourth quarter. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Now McGee. Back to Morris. Pass to McGee. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Down low, stolen by McGee.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Outside for Millsap. Takes the 13-footer. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. 1:31 left here in the third quarter. Rondo passes to Kennard. Now here's Rondo. D right on him.
Yeah, Rondo's speed right there, a big help on that play. He uses it well to knife in there, get inside, pick up a foul.
For Los Angeles, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Jokic has checked in for the Nuggets. Bol comes in for Green. Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Count it.
Jokic being assertive now in the mid-range and has the touch to bury that kind of shot.
The Clippers in the lead. Outside Rondo. Here's George. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Jokic kicks to Porter. Back to Jokic. To the middle. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. And that one's good by Porter.
I like that. Staying alert. Rivers keeping his head up to find the open man.
The Clippers have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. George with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. Got a piece of it.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And he commits the intentional foul. It's his first trip to the line. That one drops. He ties it up.
And like his father, Manu, Bol's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Rondo looking around. Here's George. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And for the Nuggets, their shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And Denver will start the fourth quarter with Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Austin Rivers is out there with Morris, and it's Porter in at the 3 spot. Free throw good from Morris.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Clippers trail. Outside Jackson. Millsap with the steal. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And the slam dunk by McGee.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Yeah, just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
And yep, that's good. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, You got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Harrison passes to Najee. 5 to shoot. Here's Millsap. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Nuggets lead by 2.
Well, right now, Millsap taking on the challenge and going right at him.
And here's Jackson. Cousins trying to free himself up. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
It's tipped, and McGee kicks to Millsap. Back to Rivers. Outside Millsap. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Nice take from Millsap there, forcing the defense's hand, literally, on that drive.
Both shots good from the stripe. Clippers trail by 4. Here's George. Can't get it to drop. His 5th miss. He's made 10 of 15. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And, guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And the pass to George. Over Rivers. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Denver leading by 6. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists.
Such a great asset to have Millsap and his unselfishness be a part of the system.
Here's George. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Nuggets have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter on a roll. Pass to Rivers. Porter in the corner. The Nuggets moving the ball around. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Jokic finds Rivers. Back to Porter. Takes the 3. They get the rebound. Jokic on the follow. Jokic has got the lead up to 10 now for the Nuggets.
Yeah, Jokic getting up there to the rim. Teammates love to see him doing that.
Beverly dishes to George. Outside Leonard. Off the mark, and the drop continues. The Nuggets leading by 10. Rivers kicks the ball. All sorts of time, and it falls over the rim and in.
And it was going back and forth there for a while, but now starting to just stretch out that lead a bit. They're definitely looking like the better team.
Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Porter.
Paul George put his defender in the blender right there. Tough for him to guard that kind of possession.
Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Harrison. It's Porter outside. Oturu with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Well, defender just a little too late in reacting. Gets a piece of Paul George, but a piece, that's not enough.
Pass to Jokic. Lets the 3 fly. He's off on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Here's Zubac. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Patrick Beverley. There's 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Harrison. Dishes to Porter. For three. Rebound by the Clippers. Absolutely critical chance right here. That was huge.
Incredible.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Millsap passes to Harrison. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here is Porter. Pass to Bull. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Breathe easy now. The biggest free throws in the game, and he's coming through.
And here's George for three. And that one is off. So we see Denver get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. but drama will. It's the NBA on 2. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. And for the Trailblazers, Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in a 2 guard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the arc. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's Jackson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
Here's Anthony. Lillard outside. Back to Anthony. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
Oh, my God, they can't buy one. 0 for 4. Sometimes this happens.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Jackson against Lillard. Releases from 15. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Baseline jumper. And it's George missing.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Now, here's Lillard. Paul George unable to get his shot to go.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
Morris kicks to Jackson. From deep, George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. 3-on-3. Here's Covington. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And here's Anthony for 3. A three-pointer is right on target.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
Jackson finds Morris. To the paint. Zubac the pass to Morris. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
You know, he was looking for revenge, trying to match shots from distance.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Out to Anthony. Shot clock at 5. They grab their own miss. Pass to Nurkic. Got a piece of it. Jackson with it. Now Covington defending. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. A different look now for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Jones comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now here's McCollum. And Jones stabs it in.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Inside. Man gets the bucket.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
And Portland with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Lillard against Beverly. Lillard outside. McCollum outside. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Portland. McCollum outside. Pass to Cantor. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And the coaching staff doesn't have any issue putting the ball in Cantor's hands inside. And why not? That part of his game is very risky.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense.
I think it comes from the...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
C.J. McCollum out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Beverly wide open. Misses the 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
McCollum passes to Powell. Back to McCollum. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
2 on the clock. Not going to go that time. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Kennard, the pass to Batum. Anthony kicks to McCollum. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Beverly. Clippers trail by 11. Passes it to Mann. It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. McCollum with the ball. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by McCollum. McCollum's got his 4th assist in this one. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. To stop the drought. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. fails to finish the play.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And here we go. And Cousins throws it down.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. They get it back. Out to Anthony. Goes back up. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. 58 seconds left to play here in the half. And a wide open look for McCollum. Knocks down the 3 ball. McCollum's got 5 now.
I don't think the range surprises anyone anymore. CJ can shoot the lights out from any position.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Simons, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got the lead up to 14 now for Portland.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
From deep, George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Simons surveying the D. Lillard outside. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They are way out in front, leading by 7. And
after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
You know, you almost take it for granted. You look at his numbers from the first half, they're just expected at this point.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. FCU's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. Anthony down low. Zubac defending. Nurkic can't hit.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Trailblazers leading by 17. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Portland moving the ball around. Covington passes to Nurkic. Out to Anthony. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
It's George on the wing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
The Trailblazers shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Jackson against Lillard. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. Count that bucket.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Lillard outside. No good on the three.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Morris. Here's Zubac. And he makes good on the layup.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start. That's something we say about him a lot.
Lillard scanning the floor. Simons, the pass to Anthony. Nurkic trying to get open. Anthony with the bucket. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters. An elite level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities.
Morris dishes to Leonard. Off target from outside. Trailblazers leading by 17. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. From deep. No good that time. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Clippers trail by 17. Leonard kicks to George. Up again, and the second chance effort by Jackson. Jackson's got 6.
A rare offensive rebound for Reggie Jackson, but he knows what to do with it once he gets it.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Anthony. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Here's McCollum.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
Portland shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game for the Trailblazers. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Giles comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Powell in for Lillard. Beverly the pass to Cousins. Beverly with the ball. Now the pass to Kennard. On the wing, Batum. There's the triple. Cousins trying to free himself up. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Kennard. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Powell for 3. But they'll get another chance. Kicks it out to Jones. Pass to Powell. Fires for 3. Tries to keep it alive. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Back to Beverly. Pass to Kennard. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And so it's Portland enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Norman Powell, and it's Cantor in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. McCollum, no good.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Lillard with it. Cantor inside. Morris is there. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Lillard. Stolen by Jackson. Nobody near George. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
And he finally gets involved from beyond the arc. His first three of the game comes here in the second quarter.
McCollum with the bounce pass. Lillard finds Powell. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Powell's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. To the inside. Stolen by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. This one for 3. Zubac, the second chance points on the tip in.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Jackson against Lillard. To the paint. Deflects the pass. 4 on the shot clock. And the basket by Jones. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Back to Leonard. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Strength, body control, and focus. Kawhi showing it all right there.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones. Anthony's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for McCollum. Lillard against Jackson. And it's Lillard missing. Clippers trail by 7. Nobody near Leonard. Los Angeles with another miss. Anthony with it. Leonard picks him up. Uncovered. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
George dishes to Jackson. Fires the 3. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Lillard outside. Anthony left side. Nurkic with it. Working on Zubac.
I love how he's willing to sacrifice his body in there, giving maximum effort. That's what it takes on the defensive boards.
The 3 from George. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. And now it's just a 4-point Trailblazer lead. Lillard the pass to Simons. Jackson against Lillard. Count it.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Outside, George. George missing again.
Man, at what point do you blame the play calling more than the player?
Passes it to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. Outside Anthony. Launches a 3. And the Trailblazers another 3.
taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. So the Trailblazers win it. Probably. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. And for Dallas, Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. Jalen Brunson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Marjanovic in at the 5 spot. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, Luka Doncic has every skill necessary to be a difference maker on the boards. Let's begin with his great size.
Now here's Leonard. On the wing, George. Brunson covering. And that one's good, George. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said.
Incredible wingspan, unbelievable hands. The alley-oop is easy.
Doncic looking it over. Pass to Brunson. And he lays it straight in.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
George double teamed. Back to Zubac. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he shot the foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start up the game. Doncic outside. Passes to Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
You know, outstanding start. You've made 3 of your first 4.
Outside, George. The Clippers rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Doncic against Jackson. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. To the middle. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Beverly. Kennard on the wing. His 3-pointers off the mark. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Marjanovic. Doncic trying to get open. And that one's good. Marjanovic has got 7 points in the game. Clippers trail by 3. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Marjanovic with it. He has 7. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Richardson finds Marjanovic. Out to Porzingis. Pass to Marjanovic. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 3-point game.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Here's Doncic following the basket by Nicholas Batum. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly making it easy for his teammate to score.
Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here's Doncic. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Porzingis.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mann. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Bucket is good.
Well, you love it. DeMarcus Cousins drawing the defensive attention and still has the court awareness to make the play.
And Doncic, here we go. Marjanovic, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Los Angeles on top. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Brunson out there with Burke. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein, and it's Melly in at the 4 spot.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Batum, and George is subbed in for Kennard. Here's Rondo. Zubac trying to break loose. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Mavericks trail by 3. There's the pass to Burke. The dish to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
From deep, George. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Hardaway against Leonard. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. To the wing right side. Here's Melly, covered by Morris. Melly passes to Cauley-Stein. It's not going to go for him. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Redick comes in for Jalen Brunson. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Here's George. And the shot goes in. George has got the lead up to 7 now for Los Angeles.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Burke with it. Jackson on him. And the rejection by Zubac. Powell kicks to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Another shot. And he lays it up and in. Hardaway's got his first basket.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. getting stronger, and that's a problem when he's trying to finish through contact.
George from deep three-point land. They get it back. Kicks it out to Leonard. The three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trailed by 5. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Cauley Stein. Nicole O'Malley comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Jalen Brunson in for J.J. Redick. Los Angeles leading by 5. Here's George. Slammed home, and he draws the... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's George, drops the inside leaner. George has got 8 points.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
41 seconds left in the first half of the game. Hardaway passes to Burke. Inside. And that one's good. Marjanovic, 11 points in the game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
The shot by George, wide open. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Clippers lead by 8.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
On the wing, Hardaway. Lets the three fly. Sinks the triple.
Well, in today's NBA, you've got to be able to play in pick and roll, and Hardaway doing work right there.
Pass to George from downtown. That shot misses. Here's Burke. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Paul George, he's been the... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with... And that...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Batum. And it's Mann in at the 3, the small forward. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Here's Finney-Smith. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Now, Kennard. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And Redick, here we go. And the rejection by Cousins.
7'6" wingspan in the house, and he says, get it out of here.
Second shot opportunity. Passes it to Kennard. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 3 assists in the game. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Finney-Smith passes to Marjanovic. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school. And it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy. He would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Kicks it out to Richardson. Leonard with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Well, we're talking about a multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Huge hands, creates lots of turnovers. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Jalen Brunson comes in for Josh Richardson. And Doncic is subbed in for J.J. Redick. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
George, no good.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
And that one's good. Beverly.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Hardaway. On the wing, Doncic. 6 points for him. Fires from the line. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Doncic has got 8.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
And here's Beverly. Outside, Batum. 6 to shoot. Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through. See if you can get an easy opportunity.
Batum with the steal. Floats it up for Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
Well, you've got to have a rim runner, and DeMarcus Cousins filling the role beautifully.
Hardaway dishes to Doncic. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Nicholas Batum. The Mavericks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And I think for Luka Doncic, one thing he showed right away is he was prepared to be an NBA player. And the fact of the matter is he could be an all-star for a long time moving forward.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Powell comes in for Porzingis. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Beverly. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, the tenacity of Patrick Beverly to play through the contact. Now he must complete the play with a free throw.
The Clippers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Now, here's Doncic. Pulls it up. Misses there. And so it's Los Angeles going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball in. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. They've got Powell, Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein, and it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
In the dunk by Doncic.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
George looking over the floor. Down low, Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Doncic outside. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
Outside Jackson. To the middle, and stolen by Cauley-Stein. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. And the first one at the line is good. And Richardson drops them both.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line. And boy, has his stroke been on the money.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Doncic passes to Powell.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of...
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to have a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said, keep grinding. We're in good shape. Things aren't always going to go perfectly. Don't let that slow you down. Let's just stick to what got us here. Kevin, we'll see if they can build on this lead.
All right, thank you, David. Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Porzingis is coming in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for J.J. Redick. That one goes in.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Brunson against Beverly. To the paint. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
You can see Patrick Beverly lifting his team with his ability to find an open teammate. Pretty pass.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And Doncic, here we go. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Hardaway is subbed in for Josh Richardson. George against Brunson. And the dunk by Zubac.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively, because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Doncic outside to tie it up. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And that one's good. Leonard. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has been in so many big-time situations. How confident is he right there?
George against Doncic. Over George. Kept alive. It's good on the putback.
Oh, big-time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. To the inside. Here's Zubac. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
Doncic has been in this position many times. He makes it look easy.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's George. Zubac trying to break loose. George with the bucket.
Wow. How about Paul George commanding the basketball when his team needs a basket? Go to work, sir.
Doncic against Leonard. Back to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Leonard on the wing. The pass to Zubac. Money!
Well, Kawhi Leonard's passing skills have developed over the years, and if you give him that much attention, he'll find his teammates.
A big-time possession here.
Yeah, and their hearts must be going 100 miles an hour right now.
That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Boy, a wide-open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
George dishes to Jackson. Back to George. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Outside Jackson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Patrick Beverly.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Doncic from the arc. Knocks down the trifecta.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Well, what a performer this guy is. Game is on the line. He stands up and delivers.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. Nestled among the peaks of the... Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. He's out there with Patrick Beverley. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the 4. And for Denver, they've got Michael Porter. Cole is out there with Jokic, and it's Rivers.
Jokic doing a nice job getting right to the spot and capitalizing, taking advantage of the high percentage shots.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this? Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him up trying to congratulate him, and Nico hung up in his face. How about that? Didn't hear the news until the next morning. He certainly has a different way of going about things, but there's no denying he's got a lot of game, and it's fun to watch. You know, when Beverly plays with that kind of energy, it's infectious. Sprinting the floor like that, an example of that energy.
And there's the pass to Jokic. Campazzo. Oh, that's blocked. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 5.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And Jokic throws it down.
Jokic has such a feel for when to attack. And when he's moving like this, it's basically all she wrote for the defense.
Now, here's George. 5 points in the game. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Here is Porter. Back to Jokic, 11 feet away, and the jumper is good. He has 6.
Boy, good vision that time from Michael Porter Jr. Saw the wide open teammate and then got the pass to him right on time.
Here's Beverly, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one is on Bull. This is his first free throw of the game.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
You know, guys, when you look at those numbers last year for him, I think it does affect how much you're willing to go after contact because you're a little fearful of getting to the foul line unless you're in the and one situation. Too many trips to the line when you shoot it as poorly as he does actually can hurt you. Only 1 miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling it.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 3-point lead. With the teardrop, it's blocked.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
For Denver, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. A nice shot by Rivers. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And again, it's the Clippers missing. For Denver, they've gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. Here's Porter, and it's Denver scoring again.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now, here is George. He has 7.
Solid poise from PG, Paul George. Excellent at converting despite getting hit on the drive.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Harrison near the three-point line. It's Millsap. Harrison scanning the floor. Millsap passes to Najee. Just 4 to shoot. Knocks it down from 7 feet. Clippers trail by 3. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Batum. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds him. Great feel for the game.
For Denver, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting, coming out very strong. Morris against Jackson.
You know, the fact is he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Stolen by McGee. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay, mon. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Nuggets ahead, leading by a point. And the second quarter.
Southwest, I mean, you need to look your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
We've got Paul Millsap. Austin Rivers is out there with Harrison. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. And the whistle blows as the basket counts in a 3-point. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Rivers can't get it to go. The Clippers trail. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Jackson. Rondo's got his first 2 points.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
And Green is right there. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Here's Rondo. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you had to pick the top priority for McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, get in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim.
Oh, and He went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Green finds Rivers. Millsap trying to get open. Rivers can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 3. Jackson misses.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
A nice shot by Rivers.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Rondo looking around. On the wing, Batum. And it's Rondo penetrating. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
It's good from long range.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Rondo with the ball. Now Green defending. Cousins with the bucket.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show.
And you see the body control. Morris taking the hit there, but still able to complete the play.
Morris outside. Now here's Bull. Guarded closer. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
Oh, great ball movement there.
George looking over the floor. The 3. Rebound by the Nuggets.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And you see Morris aware of his surroundings, getting a good jump down court.
Passes it to Bull. The Nuggets moving the ball around. Out to Morris. Clock at 6. A second chance effort, and Jokic lays it up and in. Jokic has got 8.
You can't afford to lose sight of Jokic, not even for a second. This guy's always a threat to hurt you on the offensive boards.
Beverly the pass to George. And so it's Denver in the drive.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Mike Malone. How has ball movement opened up things for you offensively?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to a pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They didn't get more than a one-possession. Thanks for joining.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You know, Austin Rivers has been exceptional here, guys.
No problem fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the 4-man position. On the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. Inside, it's stolen by Morris.
Active hands prevented an easy bucket that time.
That's good for George on the assist by Beverly. He's got 11.
And George is very good in how he leaks out in transition, times it perfectly, and really creates high percentage shots for himself as a result.
Pulls up. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Sinks the three-pointer.
Nice release on the shot. George has put a lot of work into his mechanics. And I like the way he continues to impress from beyond the arc.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And McGee kicks to Morris. Back to McGee. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Jackson. It's rebounded by Najee. The Nuggets leading by 5. It's stolen by Rondo. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Here is McGee. They get a hand on it. To the middle. Here's Najee.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul. Stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Leonard attacking. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. Fast break. Cousins has got it.
You know, Cousins is not the guy you want to put on the line because he's a pretty good foul shooter for a big guy.
The Clippers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That free throw, no good. He hits the 2nd from the line.
Yeah, you know, you go back to when Cousins was drafted, and there were some that questioned his attitude, but lately, I don't think that's the case anymore.
Millsap with it. The Nuggets with another miss. Here's Leonard. Batum tips it back in.
Yeah, you can't forget about the long arms of Batum. I mean, I want to see him be more active on the offensive glass because he's capable.
Morris passes to McGee. And the slam dunk by McGee.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Jackson off on the layup. Denver leading by 6. And the wide open shot from Morris. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a 6th sense of where that rebound is going.
And that 6th sense, guys, might be better than just about anybody else.
Batum dishes to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. McGee's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Jackson's got the ball. Los Angeles shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. The first free throw is good.
2 shots.
So he gets them both. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Jokic. And he drops in the way up off the glass. Jokic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
It's Porter outside. Jokic kicks to Porter. Fires the 3, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Denver Nuggets. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. They've got Nikola Jokic. Porter is out there with Jermichael Green. Then there's Austin Rivers. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Kennard with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Green up on top. Campazzo. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Nuggets lead by 8.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside. Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Yep, it counts.
And this is why Jokic is a star in this league. I mean, he's a top-tier center, and he can carry a team when he needs to.
Here's Rondo. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
The Nuggets leading by 8. There's the pass to Rivers. And here's Jokic. Porter with it. George picks him up. Rivers kicks to Jokic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And he gets it to go. 16 points for Paul George.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
And there it is for him.
Shots are just flowing. Him right now having a really strong quarter.
Clippers trail by 8. Outside Rondo. Now the pass to Oturu. And he jams it with authority.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
For Denver, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. And an intentional foul right there. And the Clippers making a change here. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Shoots from the elbow. Here's McGee. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Nuggets lead by 8.
Boy, for a 7-footer, he's got really good bounce, does JaVale McGee, and doing a nice job working on the glass there.
Outside, George. Fires the 3. Rebound by the Nuggets. Bulls got his 4th rebound in this one. Green passes to Harrison. And McGee kicks to Rivers. Denver passing it around. Here's Harrison. The shot misses. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Here's George. Harrison with the rebound. The Nuggets leading by 8. It's Rivers on the wing. Green passes to Rivers. Zubac against McGee. It's hauled in by Paul George.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Denver making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Pass to Harrison. Outside, Green. Harrison kicks to McGee. And another miss by Denver. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Jokic, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. The shot by George, no good. Nuggets shooting the pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Paul Millsap's checked in for Green. Pass to Harrison. Back to Jokic. Morris outside. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Bull. Fires for 3. No good on that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. George way outside. Los Angeles with another miss. And it's Harrison with the ball for the Nuggets. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. So the Nuggets win it. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.